that's good.
Really?
The excitement's reaching a fever pitch here, folks.
Well, hey there, out in YouTube land.
In YouTube land, there you go.
Yeah, that's it. YouTube land.
Be careful, that might give you a community strike. YouTube's on a roll these days.
Hey, I could have said Uturbia, but I didn't. Hi, welcome to the Ask Me Anything with Mike Meyers.
That's me.
And I'm Scott Jernigan.
Now what?
Happy Wednesday.
Ding!
Coffee for the win.
Good coffee.
Why don't you tell them why we're here, Mike?
Why we're here?
Why are we here?
Like here?
Here.
Here.
I'm here on...
Here.
Here. Ah, harumph.
I didn't get a rum from that man.
Cheers.
Well, Jimmy, the reason we're here is because this is the Mike Meyers Ask Mike Anything. The goal of this live stream is to provide those of us who are isolated by the coronavirus an opportunity to continue our studies on Comptia certifications.
Like?
A+,
IT Fundamentals Plus?
IT Fundamentals Plus.
Network Plus? Security
Yep,
Plus?
absolutely.
CYSA Plus?
We can do that.
Pen Test Plus?
CASP.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
So the idea here is that you ask us questions and we answer them for you. So in order for you to ask questions, you can see right here, I guess for you it would be there. I'm guessing what it would be for the viewers. Like there. Right, see here, up here, in your chat window?
Yeah, right.
So that's what you type into now. What I'd recommend is if you just open your chat window, you'll see it says Top Chat. Why don't you go ahead and hit the pull down and bring that down to Live Chat.
Top Chat is YouTube's little automatic censor thing.
In other words, more Big Brother, more Big Brother, more Big Brother. Why am I getting these weird toothpaste ads?
I don't know. not any weirder than the ads I get, Mike.
Coffee in a cup.
So, questions on anything?
We definitely have some new faces, new names here.
Question on anything is fine. Keep religion and politics out of it. We can always go to Discord after the AMA, and then all holds are.
Why, what do you mean by Discord, Scott?
Well, our buddy, Dave Rush, Senior Instructor for Total Seminars, is the moderator for this forum, and he's in the background. He will post a link to the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. It's hosted by our friend Jose Braden and moderated by a cast of thousands, including several people who are here today, like Telewit.
Yes. Anyway, so Dave Rush is about to put a post for the link to the Discord channel. Actually, it's a pretty good place to go. It's a pretty active channel now. What we're doing in there more than anything else is it's active 24/7. Feel free to post anytime you want in there. But a lot of times people tend to show up immediately after the AMAs. So not only my AMAs on Mondays and Wednesdays, but of course Dave Rush's drama, DRAMA,
right,
on Fridays as well. So, this starts here at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time. We run till 3. Sometimes we'll run a little longer than that, but usually just stay until the questions run out. And then people tend to move over after about 15, 20 minutes. After this ends, they go over to the Discord channel. And what's kind of fun about doing that is that it gives you an opportunity to go ahead and put on a headset and light up your camera so we can actually see you. You don't have to, if you lack, bilateral symmetry or something like that. Scott Jernigan does not lack bilateral symmetry. Go like this. Go like this. Yeah, there you go. So pretty. I like standing next to you because I disappear. But it is a great place, and I can't recommend the Discord channel enough. Great place to get questions answered. Scott's on there a lot. I'm on there, not as much as Scott is, but I'm on there too.
And Dave Rush.
Yeah, but Dave Rush is
on there all the time.
Yeah,
so there we go.
He needs a life really bad.
He has a life, but he actually only is on one Discord channel. Unlike me, I'm on 20 of them. So if I
used to be on a lot.
Fire up Discord, it dings at me all the time.
Yeah.
So
well, first of all, I can see, I'm going to jump these out of order. I just happen to see Santi 24/7, 365 passed his CCNA. So congrats.
Woo! Congratulations.
So
that's
Sandy,
awesome.
I got a question. Please type this in the chat window. Did you feel the Network Plus helped you pass the CCNA? I'll be curious to hear what your opinion is on that. Of course, I always think it's a great thing, but it's...
Well, that's because it's your favorite exam.
It's my favorite certification.
It is your favorite certification, yes. I am ditching the watch because I don't care what time it is. I'm just going for questions. So let me scroll up to the top here. Whenever we go silent, it's usually because we're looking for questions,
Yep.
or sometimes for those of you who are new new to YouTube and doing this chat thing, is sometimes it's super scrolls, and then we're constantly kind of scrolling up and down. I hope that didn't blow your speakers.
It just happened. I can't help it. I sneezed.
He's got the sniffles.
A little bit.
All right, so who do we have here today? Michael Reeves, hello. He was in early, 139. Tullowit, hey. Michael, doing an audit while listening to the chat. That's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like, shoving bamboo shoots under my fingernails while I'm...
I love it. I love it. Alan Duggan, good to see you.
Oh.
Alex Norton, hello. Andrew Hutz.
Who's he? I keyed.
Right, Avinut, excellent. Good to see you all. Jet Plane J, that's a new name to me. Welcome. Well, there we go. And here's at 2:01. Jet Plane J, my university bought the Mike Meyers books to help with A+ accreditation.
Excellent. Who
Very good.
said this?
Jet Plane J.
Jet Plane J, where are you from, man? I'm curious.
Jason Helms is here, of course. Good to see you, as always. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna say the name, and we'll see if I get
We'll
it
do
right.
it together. Registra Siaja?
No.
Siaja?
Registrasiha. Registrasiha.
That sounds like
Glasaka.
Slovakian.
Or Spanish.
Seriously. No, it's not Spanish.
I don't know. We don't know, but hi. Welcome.
We're going to just call you RG.
Until you tell us how to pronounce the name. And Rahabar Buyan. Okay, here's a serious question at 2:02. By the way, I'll mention the timestamps. We will mention the timestamps so you know where we're at in the question feed. The little 3 dots at the top right of your chat window, you can pull those down and turn the timestamp on. That way you can also play along and know where we are. If we skip your question, just ask it again. That's easy enough. We don't get offended. And much better to get your question than not. So let's go back to 2:02. Rahabar says, is RDP as secure as SSH?
RDP definitely has some security issues to it. There's been a number of well-known attacks. SSH, it's their use of asymmetric keys kind of makes them, way on top there. But things, RDP is like, I'm trying to think of things, man-in-the-middle attacks. SSH can be susceptible to man-in-the-middle and stuff like that. RDP is not as secure as SSH. There we go. Okay. There's more to that answer.
There is
right?
a lot more. Normally you don't really combine
they're different animals, right?
Yeah.
I mean, RDP is going to be, literally the only time I use RDP at all is in a Windows environment. I don't.
Right.
I'm going to be.
When you're actually using Windows Remote Desktop.
Yeah, that's about
Right.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas SSH I use quite a bit for all kinds of stuff.
Right, and on every platform, every operating system. So the follow-up question is Netbios a substitute of FTP? I guess a substitute for FTP, given that both can be used for file sharing. Again,
So no,
very
hang on a
different,
minute.
very different animals.
Yeah, they're
but-
different protocols, but there is an argument, kind of what. So Rahabar, I'm going to say RB here. So RB, first you don't want to use the word NetBIOS. What you'd probably want to say is Windows file sharing a substitute for FTP? Okay. And Windows file sharing does not play well on the internet. It can be done, but that's not really where Windows file sharing comes into play. Windows file sharing does have some amount of broadcast. There are ways to do it over the internet that I haven't done in many years. If for local file sharing, in a Windows environment where you have a lot of Windows systems, you're almost certainly going to use Windows file sharing. You're going to right-click on a folder and set it up for sharing.
Right.
But once you're out on the internet, because of some of the inherent weaknesses to Windows file sharing, then we're going to start looking at alternatives. FTP is probably, for just pure straight-up file sharing, probably one of the better ways to go for internet-based file sharing. If you want like to set up a public place where people can access files, FTP is a good way to go.
Okay.
Does Windows support FTP protocol? Yes. Now you have to ask me a better question and say, how does Windows support the FTP protocol? It doesn't. What Windows does is that it supports almost any TCP UDP protocol, and there's plenty of third-party tools that run on Windows beautifully, both FTP servers and FTP clients, including the very famous, is it Thunderbird? Oh.
FTP? No.
Yeah, go talk to them about something. You got it.
Sorry,
man.
I'm thinking about the FTP clients now. So there you go.
I'm trying to think. What is... Oh, FileZilla. Dark.
Thunderbird's email client.
Thunderbird is email. You're absolutely... So one of the things you might want to check out is called FileZilla server. It works beautifully in a Windows environment. It's been around for over 10 years. Works great. Check it out.
Okay. And Rahabar decided to do a foursome on this same question thing. So what's the difference between FTP and SMB?
Okay. So again, Rahabar, what you're doing is you're talking about different pieces like Netbios and SMB, which are parts of the Windows file sharing stack. And in fact, even Netbios really doesn't exist anymore. Netbios was the session layer, if you're OSI, it's the session layer connection between two peers that are trying to do file sharing. And what you would do with, so Netbios had a lot of limitations. For example, it only had 15 characters as the longest name you could have had in Netbios. That's been pretty much replaced by SMB, or server message blocks.
Yes.
Absolutely. And so SMB is an improvement on Netbios. Now, what was the actual question?
What's the difference?
What's the difference? Okay, so FTP is a completely separate protocol used for sharing files across the internet, whereas SMB, now SMB can be used on the internet. There's this thing called, was it called CUPS? No, CUPS was the printer thing. Mm-hmm. No, SMB cannot be done over the internet in any way that I can quickly think of.
All right, we'll leave it at that.
So that would be the big answer. FTP is great for sharing files way over the internet. You don't have to worry about what kind of system they're on or anything. SMB is the primary way we share files. We share folders. We even share printers, at least in terms of the naming convention, within local area networks in a Windows environment. I shouldn't even say Windows environment because most Linux and Mac machines also support Samba, which means they can do that just as well.
Okay.
Andrew Hutz, apart from OSPF, are there other types of link state routing protocols? If so, are there advantages of one type over another? The only other link state protocol I can quickly think of it was the old ISIS. Mm-hmm. And I have to be honest with you, I have never once set up an ISIS, or however you properly pronounce it, routing protocol. I've done OSPF a number of times, but I do not know what the advantages of one over the other. Well, I can say one thing: both of them are disappearing pretty quickly. I mean, you know, within edge state stuff, even OSPF is becoming less common than it used to be. Everybody's going
yesterday's
BGP.
News.
And it's a great routing protocol. It's just that so many people are already running BGP. I mean, open up a bottle of Fruit Loops, and there's a box of Fruit Loops. There's a ASN number in the bottom of it these days. I mean, it used to be top level of the internet. You know, the entire internet's broken up into autonomous systems, okay? And tier one of the internet is basically a bunch of wiring that hooks up all these sub-networks, which we know as autonomous systems. And not that long ago, it was very hard to get an AS number to become part of the tier one internet. Today, it's now trivial. And in fact, that's one of the biggest problems we have with IPv4 is that the amount of autonomous systems that have to be handled by tier one routers is now measured in the over 100,000 range, which means if you have a tier one router, you will have a minimum of 100,000 routes on your tier one routers. There's no way to get around it. And each one of those are autonomous system numbers.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
What we need to do I would think, is let's either get rid of
The internet?
no, yeah, so all of this has to go. What was that wonderful So Long and Thanks for the Fish? Super famous series of novels. Here's a fruit who knows where his towel is.
Douglas Adams?
Douglas Adams and the
Somebody will say
60s
it.
were hard on you, man.
They were hard on me,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Here, hit that pull down so they can find it. 204. Go.
Okay.
What?
Nobody said it.
What the heck is it? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Thank you. Okay.
Anyway, I think it was in the second one, which was or the third one, which was a restaurant at the end of the universe, and they had the subplot, and it was about just the nicest people you ever met, just wonderful folks, except they lived on a planet that was completely covered in clouds, so they had no idea about space or stars or any of this stuff, and they're just the nicest people you ever met. Until one day they figure out space travel, and they get above the cloud layer, and they see all the stars, and like, oh, well, this has to go. Oh, this won't do. And they proceed to wipe out half the universe.
I like it.
Yeah, but they are the nicest folks you ever
Nicest
met.
folk.
Yeah,
They might have even been from Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
Okay, so Joey Quetzal's here, 204. Brandon Classpill has a question at 204.
Is he of the Princeton class bills, by any chance?
Or he could be of the Rockefeller Classpill.
I would think it might be, or he might be the Bubba Jumpback East Texas class bill.
I don't know.
It's
But
class pill. So you're putting the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable. You're saying class bill. That's not. It's class bill, like Tony Dorsett. You guys don't know who that person is. It's okay.
wow.
Just trying to get through the
Okay,
day
all
here.
right, all right, all right.
Damn, dude.
All right, 204.
I had this more coffee.
Brandon
Classpill.
Classpill.
Yeah, whatever.
After taking the practice exam through Comptia for the A+ and doing great, when would you say is a good point to take a shot at the exam?
So for me, Brandon, the way to know you're ready for an exam is by going through practice questions. So I don't know exactly what you mean when you say after taking practice exams through Comptia for the A+. Do keep in mind that Comptia is an administrator of the exam, but they're also kind of a competition.
True.
So there's two different kind of Comptias you want me to address. Comptia as the administrator of the Comptia A+ exam, they do a great job. Comptia as a training material provider, speech, terrible, expensive. Oh, sorry, did I? Anyway, so if you're telling me that you've gone through Comptia, which I'm going to interpret that means I've done the practice questions through Comptia, now what you need to do is get some real practice questions. And to help you on your merry, merry way, we will have a competition. Don't let me forget.
Okay.
We're going to give away some free practice questions. Look, I'm not the only practice questions in town, dude, but you need practice questions. You pound on these practice questions for a week, maybe 2 weeks, depending on how your skill is and how good you feel, and then you take the exam. If you've already gone through the study already, you might want to consider going ahead and paying for the exams now 30 days in advance. So that'll keep a little heat on you. And then that way you got 30 days to work on your practice questions, which should be more than plenty, and you're going to pass with flying colors.
That sounds great. So several other people have popped in, or I've finally scrolled down to where they are. All right. And Patricia Grace also, bless you.
Did you catch this one?
Does anybody really know what time it is?
Does anybody really care? It's so I can't imagine why we both got Really? It's the music of your forefathers.
Well, there you go.
Sorry, Scott doesn't listen to any music written after 1622.
I kind of go up to 1640, but you know.
Pastime with good company.
I sang that last night at a Bardic.
Did you?
I did. So Santi answered your question about they took the CCNA, and you asked about how much Network Plus helped. And definitely a lot. Thought they were basically the same, but the Network Plus was open standard, and the other was Cisco proprietary.
Excellent.
So there you go.
Excellent.
Thank you for the answer. Jetplane J also answered your question. He's from Oregon. Goes to the Oregon Institute of Technology. So
Is that the Ducks? The Oregon banana slugs? The Oregon
No, the ducks are like...
Anaheim.
There is an Anaheim Ducks, yes.
Yeah.
But Oregon,
It's named
University
the
of
Green
Oregon.
Helmet.
That's not Anaheim. That's Oregon.
Oh, it's it's the West Coast. Who cares?
Wow. Wow. Okay.
They have to watch the sun set over the ocean. Here we.
Okay, so I'm gonna jump straight ahead all the way to the end here because our man, Joey Quetzal, passed the Comptia Security Plus 601 exam.
Ah, outstanding! Round of applause to you, sir.
That's awesome.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Well done. Now go get a job.
And RG, our friend, is Bosnian and goes by the name Alan.
Bosnian. I told you.
You were way closer than me. Way closer than me. Excellent.
I got a buddy of mine whose name, his first name is spelled very similar to that.
Ah, okay. Excellent. Mike Ireland passed the 1001 yesterday. Congratulations. Excellent. Halfway there.
Yeah.
That's great. When are you taking the 1002?
Yeah, get cracking, man.
Jetplane J, Jacob Tavares is my real name. Excellent.
Andre.
Okay, at 210, Andre de Guyert asks, what's your opinion on TeamViewer? Is it safe? Are there any vulnerabilities you know of?
I'm not against TeamViewer. It's not my first tool that I would turn to. Not that I have a problem with it, but I do keep it around. I have TeamViewer.
I love TeamViewer. I think it's awesome.
It works great. For me, these things are security issues. That's really the only thing that I separate them by is...
What kills our network administrator, Michael Smyer, is when I install TeamViewer at the office and then install it on my home machine, and then it's suddenly a way in and out of the system that he doesn't control. And from a network administrator standpoint, that's a total no-no. But as far as
I have the power!
Using TeamViewer on my laptop and my home machine at home for my own, when I'm in a cafe and I need to access some files at home, then it's beautiful and secure and no problem. Just don't try a high-end game over it. World of Warcraft.
Oh, really?
VTO is horrible.
I can't even imagine
everything.
how funny that.
Yeah.
I'll bet if you tweaked it, because you're really just talking about graphics settings there.
Maybe.
I bet it would be doable.
Maybe.
I'd rather do like a tight VNC if you were going to go that direction, but.
Absolutely. So Reza Hossein is here, 210. Hi.
Hey, Reza.
Welcome.
Good to
Andrew has a follow-up question at 211. How does traffic shaping work in the context of QoS policies? Somebody's working on the glossary, by the way.
Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Oh, all right. I can do this.
All right. Andrew works for us, by the way.
Yeah, so I could tell him to slag off, but I'm not going to. QoS policies. I can do this. So you measure quality of service as either percentage of band. You pick a protocol, FTP. All right. So you want to say this is my total bandwidth that I have. I've got 100 gigabits coming in. All right. Mm-hmm. So with QoS, either you pick a protocol and you say FTP gets at most or at least this percentage of the total bandwidth. The other thing you can do is that you can say with QoS, you can go FTP gets at least, not as a percentage, but a raw bandwidth. So you can say it will be a minimum of this or a maximum of that. That basically is all that QoS does for anything. So a QoS policy, all right, well, I guess any QoS rule would be a policy then, right? I've never heard the word QoS policy used quite like that, but I'm not against that. So what you do is you would then plug in into your QoS device, which is probably going to be a router more often than not, and you're going to establish, let me see the question one more time. Oh, you went past it. It's down. Oh, now you've done it. What's your opinion? How does, so traffic, QoS, how does traffic shaping work? QoS is traffic shaping. So when we talk about traffic shaping, we tend to say things like we throttle or limit the amount of traffic on particular protocols. But that's what QoS does that. That's what QoS is. There's only a certain amount of bandwidth that we have coming in or out on our internet. Therefore, we must reduce, because you can't make more. Well, I guess you could say, you could use, FTP gets 100% of the bandwidth, then you're traffic shaping everybody else. So, well, the problem is most of the time when people talk about traffic shaping, they think in terms of, oh, I'm being throttled in one way or another.
Right.
But everybody's throttled to some extent. You've got only so much bandwidth to work with.
I was actually not laughing at your answer. I was laughing at Telewit saying that Thunderbird is not just an email program, but it's a fine wine.
No, it's not a fine wine at all. It's a
And Dave Rush, toss-up between Strawberry Hill and Thunderbird.
Oh,
don't forget MD 2020. Come on, guys.
Barefoot and...
Barefoot actually pretends to be a wine.
No. Do you know why Barefoot is so famous?
Tell me why, Barefoot.
It's this true story,
Okay.
guys. Or at least here in the United States, we have this Barefoot wine. It's an Australian wine. In 1997, these guys came out with a Merlot of the gods. Seriously. And it was Barefoot, and all they had was a Merlot. And they were selling it for about $4 a bottle. And it was ridiculously delicious. It was the most delicious, amazing Merlot that has ever come across. And because we're Americans, and when we look at just labels, we saw, oh, this Barefoot's delicious. So now anything they make, people are like, something that happened 24 years ago. But that's really how, Americans are ridiculous when it comes to wine. It's embarrassing. All right, come on.
I super scrolled.
Yes, you did.
I did. Maki G, hello, thanks for your videos. This is we're at 213 at this point. Your videos help me so much.
You're very welcome, Maki G.
That's awesome. Avocado, hello, welcome. And Andrew's follow-up question was about autonomous systems, so you answered that right in the middle of your answer.
Yeah, people get really confused about that. When I tell them that, for a lot of people, especially when you first learn routing, it's really easy to get into this whole tier 1 is all the big ISPs, and then tier 2 is regional ISPs. Now remember, if you're tier 1, you're teaming, you're peering to each other, right? All right. Anybody who's on tier 1, they're not paying any money.
Okay.
There's no ISP for,
right.
The big guys.
They just have deals.
And they're constantly suing each other. They're constantly in court. They really are. So tier 2 only means, so there is no list of tier 1 providers because it's a matter of opinion. Basically, to be tier 1 means you don't pay nobody nothing for your internet. Okay?
Okay.
Tier 2 means you're probably paying some people, but you're also peering.
Some people, some money.
Some people, some money, but you're also peering.
Right.
And then tier 3 is usually retail ISPs who the folks we go to connect to.
Right.
But the thing is that there's actually a lot more than that up in tier 1 in particular because of BGP routing. Well, let's go back 15 years ago when BGP was young and the internet was made out of much fewer parts
And
than
so
it is
were we.
today. So what would happen is that in order to get on the top of the internet, in essence, you would have to use BGP protocol. Can't use OSPF. Obviously can't use RIP. But you have to use BGP, which is surprisingly easy to configure, especially compared to OSPF. BGP is not that hard. The trick to BGP is that you have to have the IANA provide you a autonomous system number. And that number is unique to you and anything under your network. So the top routers of the internet aren't even routing IP addresses. Ain't that crazy? They're routing AS numbers. That's it.
Okay.
Now they can route, if that same router up here can't have a connection down to, talk to the plebeians as it were, but I just think that's fascinating. People don't pick up on that. And by doing this with autonomous systems, it makes routing faster. And at least it gets it to the right neck of the woods.
Well, okay then. That might have been even more than you wanted to know, Andrew.
Yeah, ask me what time it is. I'll tell you how to build a clock.
So Daniel Ocampo at 216 asks, what are the dangers of opening a port on your home router? And this is for port forwarding, essentially.
Okay, well, port forwarding, I'm glad you said port forwarding, because if you just say open a port, so one of the things that's kind of interesting is that you can take a brand new router, okay, and like you have a brand new internet connection that you've never plugged in before. Plug that thing in. Within 30 seconds, at most 5 minutes, but it's usually more like 30 seconds, you will start to get probed. Yes, you'll get a probing. You will, though. People will start to send requests to your router on port numbers, and they're just looking for open ports. Now, it's not human beings that are doing this. These are robots that are out there that are designed to look for, let's pick on Infinity. They can scan through the entire 14 dot Class A in, a couple minutes, 16.7 million addresses. And they can scan through there in no time at all. They're looking for open ports. So what you're going to do by leaving an open port, you're asking for people to try to do naughty things to your network. In particular, more than anything else, they're going to identify an IP address as being somewhat weak, and they're going to try to, number one, try to find wireless networks, because they can go through you to find any particular wireless networks that might be around.
Okay.
And then the other thing they're going to probably try to do is zombify you, as Dead Bob would say. Zombify.
Nice.
If you guys don't know who Dead Bob is, hang on, because Scott Jordan and I will be at Renaissance Festival in about a month. You going to come this year? I'll be at Renaissance Festival within about a month, and I'll show you guys who Dead Bob is. He's a very, very funny guy. But anyway, so those are the kind of things that will happen with an open port. The old days of an individual hacker trying to come in and get your, most people don't have diddly on their computers anymore.
Right.
Even pictures that are of questionable quality, they're all left on the cloud these days too. So individual systems, about the only thing you're going to be looking for is some way to grab passwords or to zombify you, or to use that as a way to find other stuff, in particular like wireless networks, which can be used for other nefarious purposes. Did I say passwords? Well, they should be passwords.
Definitely passwords.
Yeah, so they are looking for passwords. The holy grail is to find somebody's banking password. So that would be that'd be the thing. When you're port forwarding, though, the only thing you're doing with a port forward is you're opening up very specific ports, which is much more controllable than the classic DMZ, where you basically open up one system on every port to anything that could possibly happen. The reason that port forwarding is much less risky than Soho DMZ is that if I do a port forward to, say, a camera, that I want to be able to see a camera no matter where I'm at, I can look at the camera, I can do research on the camera, I can update the camera's firmware, you know what I mean?
Sure.
So I can watch it better than I can by just leaving something wide open. Because I'm only going to be worried on whatever ports I've opened it to, and then I can, just watch stuff better. It's the difference between, trying to have one kitty cat or 500 kitty cats. That's called cat herding, and it's almost impossible.
Okay. And of course, people did respond that they knew who Tony Dorsett was, a running back who played for the Broncos.
No, it's called the Broncos.
Yeah, that's it. Lakota showed up at 219. Hi.
Dallas Cowboys. I know who Tony Dorsett played for.
I know. It's just jokes. I love that.
Andre right now is like, what are they talking about?
I'm excited. It's Mike Meyers and the guy from the Comptia A+ Twilight Zone show.
That's it.
That's it, the social engineering zone. Picture, if you will.
The guy who needs a sandwich.
That's right. Yeah, I'm Scott Jernigan. For those of you who don't know, I'm editor-in-chief for Total Seminars and a longtime associate of this guy. So there you go. Avocado asks at 218, I'm going back a couple of minutes, could you explain what is SIP and SIP trunking?
No, I really can't. I know what SIP is, of course. But I'm going to have to apologize and say I don't know exactly. I used to know.
I did too, and I okay.
Well, it's like I tell the IRS every year.
I forgot.
There you go.
All right.
Sorry, man.
Oh, by the way, a couple of people, there's a back channel happening where people are researching things and have other opinions, really smart people in the background, and had a couple of things to note on the team viewer. And one is that it's free for personal use, but if you are a business, you're supposed to pay for it. And if you're using it to do team viewer to like connect to a bunch of Raspberry Pis, because we all have those at home, right? If you have too many devices and it appears or smells like you're a business, TeamViewer will stop your service. So there you go. Something to note.
I'm not going to do that.
Okay, no worries. I'm looking
And from the Comptia 8+ Twilight Zone episode. That's still cracking me up.
Awesome. West Coast, best coast. That's where I was born. It's all good.
If you like cold water.
It's very, yes.
I know.
Very cold.
I have friends of mine who scuba dive in Washington State. Their scuba diving outfits look like Michelin men. You know,
It's cold.
it's like
The
it's
Pacific
like,
is cold.
It's crazy cold. And they're like, oh, but it's brisk. I'm going, no, it's just cold. But luckily, you can cover yourself in all those excess taxes. No politics, Scott.
Did I say anything?
Okay.
I said nothing. Awesome. Michael Reeves was waiting for that. Now go get a job.
That's all for you, brother.
Michael is applying for a tech analyst job. Good for you. That's
What I
excellent.
want to hear.
So at 222, Frack says, hi, Mike. I just passed a school board IT test today, the ITSA. Congratulations. It's awesome.
Well done, Frack.
A lot of the material was there from your Network Plus course. Well, okay then. Matt, yes, we gotcha. Alan. Being 40. This is at 223. Being 40, is it too late to go for Comptia A+? Soapbox, on.
No. In particular, the IT world is desperate for more IT people. And what's more important is that if you're 40 years old, that means that you've got probably 20 years of experience doing something. It may not have been in IT, but maybe you were in trucking, maybe you're an accountant, maybe you're a physical therapist, I don't know. But something's happened at the age of 40 that you want to switch gears. That is a fine thing to do. The important thing to remember is that if you go from being a truck mechanic, say, to getting an IT, don't forget the 20 years of experience that you have as a truck mechanic, because what I want you to do is learn some IT and then see the billions of different ways that truck mechanics now use IT and get into that. And it's a big deal.
Absolutely.
Where it's relatively easy to learn basic IT. It's really, really hard to learn 20 years of auto mechanics. And so what you do is you get into IT, but stay within the same industry you know and love.
Absolutely. Frack had a follow-up question. Trying to get an entry-level network security job, but it's hard to get. Most of them want 5 to 10 years experience. What?
Frack, we've got some videos we did last year here with my buddy Jessica Dickerson. They're right here in the Total Seminars channel that talk about getting entry-level IT security jobs. You really need to check that stuff out. And again, Frack, I don't know you in detail, so I can't answer all the questions, but...
He or she could do a follow-up question if they knew your email address.
Oh, yeah, we can do that. Oh, not that one.
Not that one. Let's try a different one.
These.
Dum, dum, dum.
Why is this happening to me?
I don't know.
Where's Michael Smyer when I want to blame him?
There you go.
Let's try that one. All right, there you go. There you go, Frack. Send me an email, man. Tell me all about yourself. My email is michaelm@totalsem.com. Yeah, just send me a quick email, Frack. Tell me where you're at. And by the way, if you're a gamer, I'm Senior Pepe, and when in doubt, just look up Desweds, Desweds, and that's me on just about anything you could possibly imagine.
So Mr. G dropped by at 227. Hi. Good to see you. This is an interesting question. At 228, Michael Reeves asked, when do you know if you're a Tier 2 or a Tier 3 help desk?
Now, it's funny you should say that because we just talked about Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 internet, which has absolutely nothing to do with help desk.
Right.
Completely different topic. I apologize that they use the same words.
Right.
How do you know if you are?
Probably by how much you're getting paid.
Yeah, that might be a clue because you probably started at Tier 1. And so, yeah, with help desk, particularly, Tier 1 is the first people who get the brunt of them, and then they're escalated to Tier 2 and in some cases Tier 3.
Right.
So, yeah.
If you still have a script,
you're probably
you're Tier 1.
You're Tier 1 if you're still running off a script. Or what do they call it? Knowledgeware.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm looking, and Telewood actually had a very nice answer at 2:30. You're Tier 2 when people can transfer a call to you and you can transfer to a higher place. So there you go. When you're Tier 3, the buck stops with you.
Well, it's difficult here as we really don't transfer tickets. That means you are Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3. Jose Braden.
Do we know him?
I don't know. I think he owes me $3 though.
He's my favorite
Braden.
Discord.
Of all the Bradens I know, he's
Absolutely. Hey, Jose, good to see you. Speaking of Jose Braden, the man, the myth, the legend behind the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. Dave posted the link at 2:03. I imagine he'll post it again here since Jose is in the house. Good to see you, my friend.
So, Jose, is there a school that's trying to get people to hack in their systems? Lots of schools that teach IT security have some type of thing. But more what we see more than anything else is a lot of sites where schools, isn't there hackme.com?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure there is. There's a number of sites, public sites or pay sites that are you practice red teaming on. So
excellent. Dave Rush in the background, our moderator and senior instructor, posted the Discord link. Again, this is the unofficial Total Seminars Discord channel. Please join us. Bring your camera, bring your headset, and we can talk. That'd be awesome. Posted that at 2:42. Also posted today's special at 2:42. So just because you're here, we have a special deal for you, and that is the 50% off all of our ebook and total tester, that's our practice exams, bundles. And that applies to every bundle we have, and that includes A+, Network Plus, Security Plus.
what are in these bundles, Scott?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Mike.
Yeah.
In these bundles are an amazing ebook with a 2-year subscription.
Yes.
And hundreds of practice questions that are not exactly Comptia questions, but they're close.
Yeah.
And they're in our amazing Total Tester software that mimics the look and feel of a real Comptia exam. So these are the best questions out there. So there you go.
Darn tootin' are the best questions.
They're the best questions.
God, I mean, yeah, not only are we about the cheapest, we're also pretty much the best across the board. And it's all brought to you by Total Seminars.
Total Seminar.
And the Spiegel Catalog, Chicago 60609. I think that joke may have to finally get retired.
I think so.
There's a lot of people who just heard that going, what is he saying?
Spiegel, what? You mean like Der Spiegel, the magazine?
Yeah, Der Spiegel, that's it.
Oh, Mike.
So Scott,
So what-
Scott, have I ever told you the joke about the KGB officer?
No, Mike.
Liar!
See, I have to say no, because then he can do the psh, psh thing, you know.
That's why you get the big money, buddy.
That's right. Oh, boy. So try Hack Me and Hack the Box. Andrew
As
Hudson.
public websites.
Yeah. So good stuff. Thanks, Andrew.
Try Hack Me, and then I think it's tryhackme.com.
Why don't you look it up, Mike, while we're right here on live internet?
Because I want to see how many typos I can make in this one. There you go. Tryhackme.com. And what was the other one that Andrew pulled for us?
Hack the box.
Hack the box. Hack the box. I'll assume that's a .com. Let's see what happens. Oh. Yeah, but this
Go ahead,
one
sign in.
This needs
Go ahead, sign in with your Google account, Mike.
with my G Suite account.
Oh, this is going to be good. Oh, now you've done it.
I haven't. I think you have to sign up for this one, especially if they got Cloudflare. That's going to be.
I just figured you were trying to kill the internet connection.
Oh, don't. Yeah, I know. It just went blank.
Everything's dead now.
Your tire flat? Nope. The other three just swole up.
Wow.
Hey, where we at, man?
All right, we are at.
Because it is already 2:46, Scott. We got 15 minutes, brother.
Well, okay. But we also have questions. What do we have here? At Lakota at 235. Is it possible to control the trace route where I control the journey of something I'm pinging? For example, can I make ping to England and back on purpose? Can you make it? It's so hard to know where a trace route is going to go.
But you can't control. I'm not aware of a way in traceroute to force it to go through like a particular router in England or something like that. I'm going to, Lakota, I can't think of a way to do that, nor am I aware a tool for that. You'd probably need you'd set up a VPN and then run the trace route through your VPN.
There you go.
That's how I'd do it.
Sure. So, LBWN, I want to say Brown, but, you don't know. At 235. Why has Passmark not created a MemTest 64 edition as of yet?
Because they're jerks. And they don't like their moms and they forget about Father's Day.
And they never call.
They never call.
Yeah.
Or if they do call, it's because they want laundry done or they're borrowing money. I don't know, buddy. Have you used Passmark lately for benchmarking?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, it's been a while for me too.
I super scrolled. Hold on. I'm going back up here.
Right there.
Right. Jason Helms. Isn't SIP to do with a setting in the router for voice over IP?
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about SIP. I mean, SIP is a voice over IP protocol, right? And we run SIP is our base connection protocol. And then on top of that, to actually carry the voice, we're going to probably do RSTP or one of those types of protocols. SIP trunks, oh Lord, I'm going to lie to you a little bit. A SIP trunk is the connectivity, like if I got a whole bunch of VoIP phones, and then I can trunk them all through a particular connection. I can run QoS on and stuff like that.
Excellent. Not a D, hi, at 237 asked, Mike, will you be attending the TexasCyber.com conference in October?
No.
Saw Texas and thought of you. There's a virtual option too.
Not if you really want me to go, keep yelling at me. Where's the physical conference being held? What is it called? Cyber Texas?
TexasCyber.com.
TexasCyber.com. Texas Cyber. Let me guess, it's in Austin.
I would say Dallas.
You don't even tell me where it is? San Antonio at the Marriott River Center.
Well, there we go.
I love Marriott River Center. We got trouble. We got trouble right here in Marriott River Center.
San Antonio is awesome.
San Antonio's not a bad town. Is there anybody actually noteworthy keynote-y there?
We're actually looking at the TexasCyber.com website right now, which you can't see because Mike is looking over here.
Yeah, I'm looking.
Okay, yeah. Because, and if Telewit
probably not,
has
but
a
if
good
you're
point.
showing up there, if you pressure me, you could probably talk me into it.
I like it. Telewit very accurately pointed out that the Pacific is nice and warm if you just keep going west. As in, get all the way to Hawaii, where he is.
Oh, The water is warmer out there.
Yeah, it is.
But then it's full of whales. You know?
And dolphin.
Yeah, you have to shoot those. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
how are you going to dump your garbage? And it just lands on a whale and it's all over your shiny boat. You know?
Wow. Wow.
I do this for Scott, guys. Here's a story I will tell Scott. Like, oh, I went to the local Whole Foods, Scott, and they asked me if I wanted paper or plastic. So I said, don't you have any bags made out of baby seals? Because it gets his goat. See, he's being all nice because he's in front of camera. You know, you should see he gets all preachy. You know, be underneath there.
So what are you going to do with this empty food container, Mike?
Burn it in the trash can in the back.
Oh. Wow.
You have to sprinkle some more dead animal pelts on there to get the fire really going. You're so easy.
Oh, well, yes. Moez.
Scott asked me if I recycle. I go, well, of course I recycle. I put all of my trash back into the earth and cover it with baby seal pelts and then burn it.
It hurts. It hurts so much just sitting in the same room with this man.
Burns. Right.
So, Moez RR, thanks for your book, Mike. This is at 2:38. We're quite a bit behind at this point.
Well, you better quit fiddle farting.
It helped me pass my A+.
Outstanding.
That's awesome. You should make a book on interviews now because those are much harder than any cert.
Interesting, you should bring that up. We were talking about doing a video on like how to take Comptia exams, and we could do something like that too.
Yeah, sure.
We used to do that. You guys may not know this, but not that long ago, the Comptia A+ had a lot of soft skills.
It still does.
Well, I mean more than the 7-step repair process.
No, that's.
You've been working on Network Plus, Scott.
No. The soft skills are still there. You won't get any questions on them, but you need to know them. And this is like how to behave, how to, wear deodorant before you go to a tech call, that kind of stuff.
What a swell PC technician. Go ahead.
That's a PC technician. Even had that great video with Ford doing the slouchy tech and the.
Oh, before I did that though, years ago with Comptia, with LearnKey Corporation.
Yeah.
In Utah, I used to shoot my videos with a company called LearnKey, and man, we had a cast of thousands on the last A+, which was probably like the 601 is my guess, 601, 602, not security.
Right.
And so, yeah, I should find one. They were pretty funny.
Sorry, I'm looking for questions. Dallas, 242, says, I have my A+ Core 1 scheduled for October 4th. I'm nervous but excited to get the ball rolling. Good luck, Dallas.
Get on there and change your name.
To Houston.
Yeah, Dallas, never name yourself after Southern Oklahoma, dude, ever.
So we're in Houston, Texas, and there is zero love lost between Houston, Texas, and Dallas, Texas.
Or what we call Southern Oklahoma.
Right. That's because the people up, never mind. Never mind.
And then they...
No. Stop. Say no more.
Say no more. Wince as good of a nudge to a blind man. Here you go.
Okay, Kamal Gurbanov says, hey, Mike, I just did my Comptia A+, 1002, and I passed.
Kamal, this is the... Kamal. I'm trying to sound like a stadium full of people cheering Kamal.
Right? That's awesome. Congratulations, man. That's great. Thank you for the pitch, Andrew Hutz at 244. He passed A+ and Security Plus because of the practice questions. Our practice questions are essential. Whether they're our practice questions or our competitors' practice questions, this is just a great way of getting getting the information kind of drilled in once you've done your studying.
The following is an advertisement for Total Seminars.
Why don't you give some practice questions away, Mike?
All right, I'll give practice. You want me to give them away?
Well, no, we'll just have a contest.
Should we compete?
We should compete.
All right.
All right, I stopped at 245.
All right,
So there
let's
we
do
go.
a quick competition. Guys, Scott, go ahead. I'm going to
Okay, so let me explain how the competitions work. First, they're not fair. They're as fair as we can make them, but because of the vagaries of the internet and connectivity, your answer will get to us when it gets to us. So you might be the first that you see answering a question, but we would see somebody else, and that's perfectly fine. Second, the competition is for 90 days? 90-day access?
Yeah, 90-day
90-day access to the practice, total tester practice exam of your choice. And we have everything from A+ all the way up through Amazon, AWS. So we've got tons of practice questions. So wherever you're at in your studies, you want to win this. Third, Mike's going to put up a multiple choice question. Don't answer A, B, C, or D. Write the answer as much as need be so that we know what you're talking about. And fourth, if you just want to play and don't want to win, like those of you who have won before, just type the answer and then type the word pass afterwards. And then we can acknowledge the fact that you kicked some serious, you did well. And acknowledge that and go on. So there we go. All right, Mike, what are you waiting for? Are you going to put up a question?
Nothing. I'm waiting for you to stop. Okay, guys, so I'm about to put up a multiple choice question. First person to answer it correctly wins. And just because you think you're first, that may not necessarily be true. So, especially if you're still on Top Chat, not on Live Chat. But anyway, I've got a great question. This is from Comptia A+. This is a great question. This is one of these definitional ones. Either you know it or you don't.
All right, here we go.
Which term describes the distance between a projector and its screen? Spread, span, lumens, or throw? Patricia Grace.
Thermal paste. I can't even click these things. We're actually just watching the answers come flowing in.
Yeah, we're leaving the question up. All right, so we got a bunch of people who've answered. Okay, so here we go. I'm pretty sure the answer is throw. Let's check the assistance window.
Why don't you check the assistance window?
Yeah, by the way, guys, this is the Total Seminars
Total Tester
product. Throw is a distance from projector to screen. All right, outstanding. So the answer is throw. Who do we have for a winner there, Scoot?
Well, it looks like our winner today, let me double check there was no pass thrown in here. Our winner today would be Frack. Congratulations.
So, Frack, you understand, we're in Texas, right? So for us, fracking really means something. It's a process where they inject stuff into a well to fracture rock so that it gets more oil out. And that's why we're enjoying, gasoline's way up here this week. It's up to $2.89.
Right?
Yeah.
Which means we're rolling in the cash.
That's like, buy ExxonMobil. But anyway, so Frack, congratulations, you're the winner. Frack, in order to claim your prize, you must send an email to Kathy Y, that's Kathy with a K, Kathyy at total7.com. Be sure to add your YouTube name, just like your name is here. So put the word Frack in the email, and then tell Kathy which exam you'd like to have. So it's that easy. Congratulations to you, Frack. You are today's winner.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And I posted Kathy's email there in the live stream as well, in case you didn't get that quickly enough. All right.
Oh, Nada D is not going to go to San Antonio, so then I'm not going to go.
Too far away.
If Nada's not coming, then I'm not coming.
Right.
If Nada's not there, I just say nada. De nada.
That just means you're welcome. It's nothing.
Esta nada. Don't say that.
Okay.
Yo tengo un mustacho y muy guapo.
Hey, there we go. There it is. See, David Rush, Scott Jerningen is the woke tech. No politics, Dave.
Yeah.
I'm joking. That was funny.
Ooh, there we go. Look,
What?
Bob Noob's en français. Patricia Grace, je suis un nerd.
Je suis un nerd.
I like mine better.
It's just sweet. And Bob Noob. Oh, well, Bob Noob is Canadian?
Yeah, he's Canadian. He can quote any line from Letterkenny.
That would be Canadian.
That's a big Texas 10-4 there.
Yeah, right?
That's a big 10-ply.
I misread that one. As a question, why am I applying for a new job? Michael Reeves.
Actually, I read that too, Michael Reeves. I understand you kind of got a side thing going there, but we're seeing.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right, Scott. We've only got a couple more minutes. We gotta get on the shtick here, man.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're obviously going to go a little past.
We're going to run a little past 3. It's okay.
It's all good. There are questions, and there are even questions in French. This could be tough.
Let me pull up my Duolingo.
If only I had some amazing tool, like, for example, an iPhone that had Google Translate on it. I could do...
Fechez-les-vents. Quoi?
And if you haven't used Google Translate, download it right now. It's an amazing app.
I went on a date with a very nice lady from China.
Who didn't speak English.
She didn't speak a lick of English. So we basically just took my phone and lit up Google Translate, and we had it perfectly. We went out on 2 dates, so I mean,
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. Daniel Ocampo, what kind of coffee do you guys drink?
French roast.
Yeah, that's it. Dark French roast, you know?
It is a French roast.
It is French. You know? So
because, of course, that's why we were speaking French in the stream.
Go away, you silly English can dig it.
So, Fridays, so Mike is on Monday and Wednesday from 2 to 3 or thereabouts.
Or thereabouts.
Central Time for his AMA, and occasionally I am along for the ride, which is fun. Dave Rush, our senior instructor and our resident Pi instructor extraordinaire, does a show on Fridays called the Dave Rush Ask Me Anything, or Drama. And he uses the Raspberry Pi, which if you don't have one, you should get one. Inexpensive, amazing Linux box, basically
to teach A Plus and Net Plus and Security Plus.
Absolutely.
And the thing is Raspberry Pis are like $50 or less. And Dave has really made it a thing to why buy $1,500 computers when a $50 one can do the same job.
Exactly.
So Dave does a great job there.
So this Friday, his as he posted at 2:55, doing antivirus with Clam AV on a Raspberry Pi. So it should be an interesting show. And introduction to cron tab. If I knew what that was, I could tell you.
Okay.
But I don't.
Yeah, it's like Walter Cronkite, but it's a tab.
Really?
No, not
really.
really. Right.
Nobody knows who Walter Cronkite is.
That's the way it goes.
Yep, that's it.
the way it went. Jason Helms, 443. All right, come on. We got to wrap it up.
All right,
guys.
here we go.
All right. What are these guys saying? Why is Andrew Hutz throwing out the word Diffie-Hellman?
Well, because they're answering the question ahead of time.
We did it already.
No, I know, but I get there.
Oh, sorry, guys. This is what I get for trying to read off of Scott's live chat.
Well, there you go.
Okay, so looking over here, Scott, it looks like we're wrapping you up.
I think we are.
All right. Okay, guys, look, we're going to go ahead and take it off for the day. Don't forget the Discord channel. Don't forget this Friday at 2 o'clock Central Daylight Time. It'll be Dave Rush. And other than that, you'll be seeing me next Monday on right here at the Total Seminars channel. Hopefully Scott Journo will be with me. Fingers crossed. And until then, we have to go. So, guys, we will see y'all later. Bye-bye.
Bye. And now it's time for the awkward stare because Mike hasn't pushed the button yet.